Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash, this is AshQuest, and before I bring out today's product, well, you've already clicked on the video, you've already seen the thumbnail. If you haven't, then I guess this warning is for you. Don't run away screaming when you see what I picked up at my not-so-local Goodwill for less than $5 USD. You may be surprised, even shocked at the results. I picked up this budget bucket of fantasy miniatures called Unicorn Dreamland from Sunny Days. And for anybody who needs to see the UPC, there it is on the bottom. This is a product that comes in a couple of different versions. The 71-piece version is the one that I found at my, again, not so local Goodwill for, again, less than $5 USD, but you can get a smaller version of this, 40 pieces at Five Below for, of course, $5 USD. You may even be able to order that online depending on its availability near you. The top of this bucket comes off and is its own piece of scenery. We've got some foliage, we've got bushes, we've got tree stumps, we've got a bridge that goes over a small implied body of water. But the sky's the limit with what you choose to present this as. We could prime this and paint it and have a deep pit, or perhaps a swamp, or perhaps a poisonous purple bubbling pool, some quicksand, or even some lava. This could easily go right on the center of your HeroQuest board and be used to help entice perhaps younger players to come check out the greatest dungeon crawler of all time. Or the second greatest if you're a Warhammer Quest advocate, third greatest if you're more of a Dungeon Quest person, fourth greatest if you're one of those advanced HeroQuest weirdos. I kid. Let's see what else comes in this bucket. There is a lot. Now, I did go over the inventory here, and according to the only manifest available, what I am missing are pieces of the fence. I've got some of the fence pieces, but evidently this came with quite a bit more. There's a few of those missing. Not a big deal at all, especially for $5. What I really wanted to show you was the compatibility of these figurines versus contemporary and classic HeroQuest. The first thing I'm going to do is get right to it and show you the dragon. The dragons don't look bad. They don't lack detail. They are a little flat in nature, but these dragons will go on your board just perfectly fine, and they become a real 1x2 enemy rather than taking up just the one tile that Venom does from Crypt of Perpetual Darkness. If you need a Venom proxy for $5, here's what you got, and you've got all of this for free as a bonus. These miniatures are meant for younger play, so they have more of the bendy attribute to their plastic rather than the snappage breakage properties. But this dragon really reminds me of the Dragon Strike dragon. And that dragon has a much harder plastic and is a little bit easier to break. He also has two sections. One is just wings, which snap into the side. Those wings are not going to break off. You don't have to worry about pegs. So these miniatures would work perfectly for Dragon Strike as well, which is a little bit different in terms of aesthetic. We've got more than dragons, though. We've got unicorns rearing up. And unicorns that are meant to be alicorns, because this kit comes with a lot of these pairs of wings that you can just affix to whatever you want. And these fairy wings are a Kitbasher's dream. Boom. This unicorn is now an alicorn, which is a unicorn that can fly. You could put some glue on there, or you could take these fairy wings and put them onto your goblin princess from your Warhammer The Old World game. It's not a thing, is it? There are no goblin princesses, are there? It's important to note that a lot of the sculpts here come in different colors. So we've got a pink dragon as well as a purple dragon. So you can have opposing dragon and fairy factions on your board during a single game, or just multiple dragons. Look at this. We've got two pink dragons here, two purple dragons. We can easily have all sorts of dragons in a single quest. And not just full-grown unicorns, but we've also got some cute little foals in here as well. These look a bit slippery, but I'm sure they would take primer and would be able to be painted up really nicely. A lot of you folks that do painting probably don't get a lot of opportunities to do horses, or at least budget economy priced horses that have pretty decent detail. I'm talking a lot about the sculpts and the malleability of the figurines, but I mean, if you've got kids and you're trying to get them to play one of the greatest dungeon crawlers of all time with you, this might be a great gateway into that. Your one quest could have your heroes saving one or more unicorns or foals at the behest of the Fairy Queen. And yes, we have a lot of really nicely detailed fairies. These fairies are going to be huge as far as scale is concerned, using them with your existing assets, but the details on them are really nice. These are really cute / pretty characters. They've got little fairy wings and dynamic poses. This one's just super charming. We have one here, a lot more regal in stance. The butterfly wings, really showing a lot of variation in the types of fairies that might come with this kit. We have another one here, very cute pose, details in the face. Love the wings. I could not ask for more. You could really paint this up to be a super impressive miniature. Just lovely, really, really pretty. But again, they are pretty tall as well. So these are going to have to be fairy queens. And yeah, see how they scale with the contemporary HeroQuest miniatures. I don't know if I already did a side-by-side with the other characters with the dragon, but yeah, these horses are a little bit small for this barbarian to ride. There's no doubt about that, but they're not so tall as to be super out of scale if you do consider them to be a different species, a different race in this world, in this HeroQuest world. And these dragons are just small enough to be a very real threat, but still something manageable if a hero encounters one and just happens to roll really, really well and takes it out. They've got some other bits and bobs here as well, like these slides and these bridges, and you could definitely incorporate these somehow into your game. Look, this particular bridge goes right over the center tile just perfectly. You could have doors at either end. We've got a lovely giant archway that you could actually place on the board as an entrance for 2 characters at a time to come through. This could be a monster spawn, and it looks pretty impressive when you go ahead and spawn dragons right in front of it as well. If you wanted to say that it was 3 tiles wide, you could go ahead and do that. I don't think anybody would complain, except the heroes when they get slaughtered by dragons, but you know, you gotta teach them kids somehow. Now again, I'm missing fences from this bucket, and the fences that I get look pretty cool, so it's kind of a shame. I'd almost be interested in going and getting another bucket just to get more fences. These you could set up all around your corridors or in your rooms in HeroQuest, and you could have them dynamically react. So here's our barbarian opening the fence. That blocks off that way. You can't go that way now unless he closes the fence. Might have to close it from this side. You could have all sorts of puzzles involving the heroes having to approach a place from one side. They can't get in from the other unless it's already open. But now this gives them new access, or it's the same dungeon, but now it's like the part 2 of the dungeon. There's just a lot of ways that this could go, and they could also just be used for overall dungeon dressing. These wings come with the kit. They are a Kitbasher's dream. You've got a unicorn, and then in seconds, you've got an alicorn. A little bit of glue to keep those on if you want, or you can just have them be loose so that you can take them off anytime. They fit better on some of the miniatures than they do others. You could take these wings off and kitbash them onto other miniatures. And I mean, it comes with a lot of these sets of wings. They're included in that 71 piece total. Different colored gates. We get both green or teal, whatever this color is. It actually shows up exactly as it looks in real life on cameras. This is one of those rare occasions where my camera's picking up color perfectly. Seafoam green, seafoam green, foam green, foam. And for some of you guys, the coup de grace here is going to be this castle front, which has a lot of upright horseshoe motif for good luck, as well as reliefs of unicorn heads. Oh, there's a lot of horseshoes. Everything's a horseshoe. Unicorn shoe. It's got platforms on the back so you can pose characters and then have them kind of peek through the windows. There's the barbarian. Save barbarian. Barbarian prisoner of unicorn hellscape. Look how impressive that looks on the board. You can literally use this in any quest where you'd like to imply that there's a bit of outdoor, outside, and you can have any of the characters you'd like be behind, looking through the windows, crying for help. This particular princess is being guarded. Here is just one amazing looking scene that you can create with these pieces and your HeroQuest game. You could put the archers behind the windows in the towers, kind of have their arrows poking out there. You walked right into my trap, barbarian. You could also do something fun like this, where your heroes can enter the back of the castle, or say, position it like this. Now everybody on the board will be able to see this castle in the center. It'll kind of it'll kind of look like this for everybody, but if they search for secret doors around back, they'd be able to enter the castle through the back ways, the secret passages, and slay the monsters within, thereby saving the unicorn, or whoever you want to save. I neglected to mention that this slide also connects to this section on the back of this castle. Who said barbarians can't have fun? Whee! Oh wow. Slide into enemies for extra damage. Whee! Get down there. Stop making me tickle you. It's weird. Get down there. Boom. That was pathetic. But anyway, that's the Unicorn Dreamland playset from Sunny Days. Sunny Days actually has a couple of other products that are different themes. I think they've got a jungle, I think they've got a dinosaur, and all of those miniatures you've come to expect with sets like that. But in particular, the landscape and the lids of the buckets make for some pretty cool centerpieces. So tell me what you thought down below. Were you surprised that $5 could get you an assortment of pretty decently quality miniatures? Could you see yourself incorporating this into your game, particularly if you were trying to attract younger players or players with very specific fairy-ish interests? I'm definitely going to keep at least a few of these, but let me know either way in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, onward, brave heroes.